lager, the Blockführers, during the day. And they searched always what we have in this.
Now, a Blockführer was an SS man?
Blockführers assessment.
And about what age were they at that time?
Very young, from 18 to 24, so this age.
And everybody was afraid of them, huh?
Very afraid, but they were corrupt.
Young, and they were already...
They were full of hate, and so, but they were corrupt, and they made Geschäfte with Blockälteste. They break in vodka, and they for dollars and for gold, and so it was now. They make Geschäfte with Blockälteste.
All right, now you, after roll call, then where did you go?
After roll call, as I told you, came Kapos and took these people with antreten, Kommando Straßenbau, antreten, Kommando Weichsel, antreten, Kommando Railwaybau, antreten. And there are many Kommando Kiesgrube, antreten. There were 200 Kommando. And the capo were waiting for...
When you say commando, you're talking about a command.
A group. It's a group, that's why.
Yes.
A group. 1, 2, 300, and so. And the capo, over the capos was the Obercapo, and there were a Arbeitsdienstführer. This was an SS man, a charge of a Feldwebel. Arbeitsdienstführer. And he divided the work, yes. He became order from the Bauleitung, where this to work this, and how many people are there, and so on, yes. And with this Schreiber, war a Hauptschreibstube, there was a Schreiber in the block, yes. But then there was a Lagerälteste, this I didn't tell you. Every block was Blockälteste. And then was a Lagerälteste, also a prisoner. And the block Lagerälteste was over the whole lager. Yes, he was the boss.
Camp.
He was the boss of Blockälteste. Yes, he had also a Lagerschreiber, a Hauptschreiber. You know, as they had for every block for this 1,000 people were Waldschreiber, so he had for the whole. He had a special block. A prominent block, there were only capos, the Lagerälteste was also on the prominent block. And the Lager Schreiber, it was the main clerk of the, so he make the balance of this whole blocks. Yes, of this whole block. So he always saw how many people are in block, how many people are dead, how many people are sick, and how many are not able to work, and so.
Before you marched out?
Yes, before we marched, and
you
after.
You take the whole cheshma, huh?
Whole cheshma. And then they make, then assessment came, and according to this, how they saw it, so they make the decision. So, for instance, if they were, Blockführer came to the block, he asked the Blockälteste, how many people have you now? He told 500. How many people had you yesterday? 500, 520 less, or something like that. So he told him, if in 3 days, if there not be 400, so you can count, I will take your armband out. Yes. And then what was doing Blokovic? So he gave the order to Stubbendienst that they should kill some people, or he make with capo.
When they killed him, how'd they kill him?
They killed on the floor.
How?
With drunks.
They were just. All right, now we will continue. All right.
So we were talking about the Blockschreiber and Blockälteste, yes? They were the main masters, and they got the last balance of the whole block. There were about 10,000 people in this camp, yes, durchschnittlich. 10,000 people in one, till 6, from 10 to 14, in one this section, yes? And there were 8 such sections, yes, so they were 80,000 people in there, maybe sometimes there 140 in this Birkenau. So they have the balance of this, and the assessment were interested how many people are fake to work, able.
Yes.
That are able to work. If there are no much people which doesn't work, which are ill, yes. If there were many ill people, so they gave, and if there were many people in hospital, so they came a doctor and he gave the order that the hospital that all people should be transported to a certain date to be annihilated to the gas chambers.
Let's hear this. I want to come back to...
selection.
No. When he comes in and he says, like yesterday you had 500 and the other day you had 550, today there better be 450. They would take the people out who were sick, and they wouldn't beat them outside. They'd beat them in the block.
In the block, before they beat them in the block.
In front of everybody?
Yes, and he always found a reason for that, yes. So he told, I found he's a dirty man, he has many louses, he doesn't keep them clean, and these people we cannot, they are endangering, or he steal bread or something like that. Always they had a fiction, but it was a reason, and it should be also educational when they beat somebody. So it was a warning and an educational, and they beat him to death. 3 or 4 these people they beat to death very often.
And then they would leave him lay?
They leave him lay, was dead, so they gave him before the block.
And then in the morning they took him out?
They took him out, but during the night he was on the block.
And the blood was on the floor, or they put something underneath knowing that they were going to kill him? Nothing on the floor. There was no floor, it was ground, it was only earth. There was no wood, no planks in the block. There was nothing. Well, when we were there was.
In Auschwitz, yes,
Yeah.
Auschwitz, but not in Birkenau.
Yeah, no, we're talking about Auschwitz.
Yes.
See, we're still in the block, in block
yes.
15. We must stay in block
Yes.
15.
Yes,
But in block 15, they would kill him on the floor.
They would kill him on the floor.
And the blood would lay on the floor, and then you have to scrub it off?
No, the student scrub it up, or they told somebody scrub it up, and the student is given
And
off.
just like that, they know,
Yes,
just
yes.
like you're going to go out and kill chickens or kill
Yes.
dogs or anything.
But
They just took him out and killed him.
it was not so much blood. They killed him, they kicked him, and they mostly they gave him this.
They choked him.
Choked him. They choked.
Garroted him.
Yes,
Yeah.
the stack was given under him, and they make so, and it was acidificated.
And then they would leave him lay, and then in the morning they took him out.
They took him out. Yes.
All right. Now, what were you doing? Let's still stay during the time you're in block 15. So now you got up about 4:30 in the morning, and about 8 o'clock you were ready to go to work, or what time were you ready to go to work?
Well, at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
All right. Then where did you go?
You are meaning me, also.
You.
No, I was student at that time, so we were in the block. We remained in the block. In Auschwitz, when we are calling about this block 15. As I told you, we were in a few days, first we were helpers of the Stubnins, we were not to no commando, we were eingeteilt, we were not assigned to no commando, on the block. First we were help Stubnins, then we were Stubnins. And so what we have, to clean the block up, to register if all is in order, if somebody is ill, and so, and then Schreiber gave us such a to go to fasten Brot and margarine and to take food or some blankets or some shirts or this, that all run.
But who beat these people?
Stubninster.
Jews?
Non-Jews, the Polish.
But you were also...
When they Pole, no, we didn't beat.
No, but you were also a Stubnik.
Yes, but we were very short time.
Oh.
It was not every day, you see. It was not every day that they beat somebody to death in the block.
Now you say you were very short, and then pretty soon they decided no Jews, huh?
We were there our whole career to be Stubdienst there was about 10 days.
10 days, I see. And then and then ois, no more.
No more. I will let you know how it happened. Why?
Right.
No more. Then the danger was so great that we were afraid that the Poles will beat the Polish prominent, the Blockadester, will beat us. And secondly, they also came to the Blockovi and they told him, if you will be these dreckige Jews for Stubnitz, so you will do etwas erleben. So one day came this Blockovi and he told us, look, you all are Schlossers. We told him our story. Now there is built a new camp here in Birkenau. It's not far from here. It's a new camp, and you see the new camp when it is building, it's the best to come there and to build from the beginning as you grow with the camp. And it is such a marvelous camp that the gold and milk is lying in the streets. There come transports, and you can organize, and you are on Häftlings. You can make such a life, and I would recommend you to go. They want Schlossers. You should go there. This Blockadester from the friend of Willy Nachman, he would wollte uns pattern, ja. War nicht glücklich mit uns.
Yeah, he wanted to get rid of you.
He would get rid of us as he was very in danger from the other Blockadester, that he protected Jews.
Right.
And then we make this razzia when the vodka was found, and so on. It was.
Right. Now,
we were in very bad situation.
Now I gotta hold you again.
No.
Right now, you don't know about any cremation, do you?
Yes. About
cremating.
Yes.
Oh, you know already that they're cremating people?
In Auschwitz?
Not yet.
Oh yes. No.
Not yet. In this time, you don't know anything.
No. In this time, we knew that there is a crematorium, Auschwitz one, but not a gas chamber. They were cremating people who died.
Only people who died.
Who died, who were beaten to death and come from the commando.
They were shot, beaten, whatever it is, or died. Yeah.
That day is a gas chamber. It was there, but we didn't know it.
No, it was just to cremate people.
That's
all.
That's that we knew.
Yes. That's all you know right now.
Yes, that's we know.
Do you hear any stories?
Thank you.
Do you hear any Geschichtes?
From
at this time yet?
Yes, they told that the people are vergassed, that the people are poisoned by gas. But they told, it's not here, it's in Brzezinka, in Birkenau. So we were told, not in Auschwitz I, not in this Mustercamp, this, wie heißt man, Musterbeispiel. It was a Mustercamp, it was a Stammlager, yeah? A staff, the main camp.
Yes.
Yes. You couldn't compare it with no other camps.
I know, this was a higher one.
Yes,
yes. But you begin to hear that they're gassing people, huh?
The gassing people we hear already in Hamburg and Gamme when the Polish prisoners came in.
And how are they telling you? How are they gassing them?
They told them that there were gassing in Birkenau in gas chambers.
In gas chambers?
Yes. Details they didn't know. They come to the gas and they will be gassed and they will be then buried. They came special transport, not people who are in the camps. Not people who are in the camps. Who was once assigned in the camp to work and has his number. So he was not put at that time in gas. till later when the selection came, and then I will let you know.
Right. Then we are there in what year? Again, tell me now.
What?
This time is what? This is 1942?
This is 1942 November.
November.
Yes. Beginning.
When was Birkenau built?
Birkenau was built begin in 42 in the summer. In the summer. Yes.
And they bring people to Birkenau?
Yes.
All kinds of people. Only Jews?
No, mainly Jews, and also some prisoners of war, Russian prisoners of war.
Now,
and
do they
Jews.
keep them in camp, or do they start killing them?
A part they keep in camp, and a part they were directly killed. They killed directly.
All right. Now let's still go back, because I'm trying to put things into order.
Ah, yes.
So you have the 26 blocks, or whatever it is, in the in Auschwitz.
15,
in the main.
15 block. 15.
Whatever.
Yeah. In
20,
Auschwitz. 20,
yeah.
20,
All right.
20,
And we know
28 blocks.
that in Block 10 they did something on the experiments on
Yes,
the women.
Block
In
L.
Block 11 they did something.
That block,
Yeah.
yes.
We were there. All right.
Yes.
And if you remember what it looked like, the areaway between the blocks, it was long and it was sort of a big courtyard.
It was a courtyard. Before every block, it was
Right.
a...
Now, did you see any women in the camp?
In that camp, we didn't saw any.
None of the blocks.
No, in that camp. And the block 10, when the experiment, at that time it was closed, and also the block 11 was closed.
And you didn't see the women coming or going?
No.
Uh-huh.
We first time we saw women coming and going when we moved from the Auschwitz camp to Birkenau. When we was designed, then we agreed. Blockhold told us how it is good for us to go in this new camp. So we told them, what can we do? We were afraid also of these Poles, if they were die haben uns gedroht, yes? Die gedroht haben sie, und sie werden uns schlugen, wir sind Hurensinne und so. Die Polish.
Yeah, they were cruel.
They were cruel.
Now,
So we decided to go to this.
now you come in. So how long were you in Auschwitz I?
In Auschwitz about 14 days
14 days from beginning.
from beginning. We were there about the whole 14 days in Auschwitz I, in Auschwitz first.
Then they tell you how beautiful it's going to be in Birkenau, and they need Schlossers.
Yes, Birkenau. And so we agree, and one we got from Arbeitsdienstführer, an assignment that we sind verlegt, we are transmitted to Auschwitz II, Birkenau. It was also Auschwitz II. Auschwitz first, Auschwitz II. So were the inscriptions, yes?
That's now. Right. But they took you. Did they take the Jews from the other blocks too, or only from your block?
No, there were more. We were, I think, at that time we were 8, which were transmitted to Birkenau.
But there were still Jews left in the main camp. I mean, in Auschwitz I.
There were not too much Jews in Auschwitz. I think if there were 20% Jews in Auschwitz, there were no more. The other were Polish.
So now you go, but there's still some Jews left there. Right?
Yes.
And why were those Jews left? They had to get out because he was afraid of favoritism, right?
Yes, but there were Anforderungen. They asked for, according to our opinion, they asked always people for Birkenau, as Birkenau was at that time built up. It was in the beginning. It was the only one section, one small section, and crematoria were not at that time there. There was only these farmer houses which were adopted to discuss chambers, which were outside the camp. It was 2 kilometers or 1 mile. There were outside these bunkers where the people were gassed. Yes, I can describe you. Or
well, we'll come to that. I said no. We'll come to that.
Yes, we'll come. So the camp, and then there came two guards for us, and these guards took us to this 3-kilometer way from Auschwitz to Birkenau.
All right. Now, what did you take? You had shoes?
Nothing what we had. Shoes, to Kleidung, the stripped uniform,
Yes.
and the toothpaste maybe, and the brush for, and the towel.
And your schissel.
A schissel, yeah.
Your schissel.
Schissel.
No newspapers.
Nothing,
No
no-
packle.
nothing.
No, nothing.
It was
Nothing.
stripped of all.
Uh-huh.
Nothing. This, nothing. And on the way, we first saw the women. When we were going to this camp,
How many? 8 of you? How many were going?
8,
8.
maybe 10, I don't know exactly.
All right,
No,
now-
small.
Now, of the 8,
Yes.
remember there was 4 of you that
Four of
came
you,
from
yes,
Neuengamme.
from Neuengamme.
Were the 4 of you still together yet?
Yes, yes.
Billy Nachman and the
Billy
others?
Nachman, the Rosenfeld, Otta Kraus, and myself.
And you were still together?
We had the number after one of them.
Oh, uh-huh. I
Yes.
see.
When we came, so we had the number.
Right,
Yes, yes,
right.
we can. No.
All right, now you're walking.
Yes, no, walking, and there were some other people, Jews, who were assigned also to go to Birkenau. And then we came, and we met a group of women, the first time in the camp. And the women, we were shocked. The women, how they looked out. They were shaved hairs, yes. They had this stripped uniform also, and they were so like ashes. They were pale in their Gesichten,
Pale.
and they told us, recht schaut, we shouldn't see them.
Yeah, look
look right. We shouldn't see this.
Who said that?
The guards which were
Guard,
going. They were about 10 meters past us, also with guards, but with women guards and hounds.
Where were dogs?
Dogs.
And what were the women doing? They were going to camp or where?
No, they were going to work. Somewhere they were going to work.
They were going to work too.
To work too, and we passed them. It was outside the camp, yes?
Uh-huh.
Outside the camp.
Did they all have shoes or was some barefoot?
Yes,
or
no. Shoes always, somebody had wooden shoes and like these shoes and this kind. It was machloik.
But it was cold now.
It was
getting cold.
raining, it was very cold, it was mud.
Mud.
And then we came on the way to Birkenau, yes. And then we were going over the bridge where were these railways.
Oh yeah, bridge.
Yes.
The cross over the railroad
Yes,
tracks.
this I never forget. I saw the trains and so. It was fantastic when you saw it.
Tell me now, what did you see that was so fantastic?
No, when you say, when I saw that there was, my foods, there were running express trains, and not far I saw the railway station, huge railway station. So it was.
There was a world out there.
Yes, there was
people going about
Yes.
their everyday business.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So, and then I saw from this bridge, I saw also the Birkenau for first time. The first section, that was the huge entrance was already built up. This entrance, you know.
What did the entrance look like?
No, I can show it on you. How it look up. It was a huge building, wide and there were two entrances.
Two openings.
But to one opening was going the road, and to the second opening nothing. There were no Gleise at that time. There were no rails. It was only prepared for the rails. Later, 2 years later, came the rails. But prepared, it was prepared already.
This is already now in the fall, November of 42?
November 42, yes.
Uh-huh.
And on there were many, the assessment, there was a guard, and there was a main tower, main watchtower. From this watchtower you could see all over this area, this I saw later when we worked there. Yes. And so we came to this camp, to this Birkenau camp, which had only half of this one section. Later were 3 sections. And when we came on this on the road, so we saw in this Graben, wie sagt man Graben, Schickop, begraben in the grave.
Grave?
Grave.
Caver?
Caver. No, no, das war nicht Caver. Wo das
ditch?
Wasser in?
A ditch.
Yes.
A ditch. Yeah.
We saw there were money. Zerfetztes money.
Money?
Money, yes.
Geld?
Geld, ja. Sorry.
Zerrissene Geld.
Geld. Die Konserven, Milchkonserven waren weggegebene, weggeschmissene Geldkonserven. Stücke Kleider, Bags waren dort. Und wir haben das gesehen, Food war da. Und lange Zeit haben wir gesehen, wir haben geguckt, wie blöd. Das haben wir gesehen. There is, later I have das later begriffen, that the Blokovi was right when he told us there is gold and milk on the road. It was the people who were driven to this gas chamber, you know, which were the same way, only then they were going much farther behind the camp. So the people were so driven, and the assessment beat them, and they told, get alles wegwerfen, yes.
Yeah,
and
drop
so,
everything, throw
drop
it away.
everything,
Yeah.
and so the people, they beat them to decimate them, that they can go make no resistance, and so we saw it the first time, this. And then it was full of mood, I think. There were no bridges, nothing. It was in Aufbau. And these two assessments, they make us only give us a push, like when man Himmel gibt. Herein ins Lager, yeah, go in the camp. In this way. We came in the camp, and there came a couple, and he told us, where from, you are from Auschwitz first? Yes, we are. So they brought us to this Aufnahmeschreiber, to the Schreiber, the Hauptschreiber, Blockertester. And he asked us, he made over this.
But where are you now? Are you in the building?
Birkenau Barak, a wooden barrack.
Now describe it. What was it when you first saw it?
It was in the
Was it a barn?
barn. A barn.
An old barn? Or?
No, this was the new barrack, a Pferdestall. You know what is Pferdestall?
Yeah, a horse stall.
Horse stall. Such
Yeah.
barracks were all there. So horse stall. And the horse stall was equipped for the Schreibstube apart, and the Lagerälteste has there such an office, and the Schreiber asked, he got some papers from...
And the dirt is on the floor. The floor is dirt.
The floor is there.
Blato.
Blato. It was udupane blato. It was mud, but it was hard, not in the block. So he made notes, the names, and he checked the numbers and so and so. And he asked you what you are, Schlosser, what you were before, Schlosser. And before, seit geboren bin ich Schlosser, habe ich gesagt.
Since I've been born,
So he laughed.
Yeah.
But he was not bad. And then we told him, where is here a shop, a Schlosser shop, you know. And he was laughing. Schlosser shop. What you are thinking is a fabric? There is nothing. We are now building a cave. You will be alone. Maybe you will want. We will want some Schlosser, some installators, or some this. But now we want the people should work, and later maybe we will be happy, so you can get a work like Schlosser, like installator. But now we want people to work.
Now this building is one floor.
Yes.
Not two floors.
No, this was one.
One floor.
One floor.
And how many people in the
No, there was only a block. That was all together. It was Schreibstube, Blockältester, and prominent block, you know, for capos and this. This was such a administration from this barn was made an administration.
Yeah, but how many floors? One?
Two floors.
floors.
Two floors, yes. And they divided us, gave us to block 9. To block 9, yes. It was a so-called, a little prominent block. And in this block 9, that was also the Pferdestall, the barracks, as you saw in these pictures and so. And there were already three levels, yes. And
but one floor.
Bitte?
One floor. One story.
No, 3.
No, not the. Go ahead. No, that's all right. That's all right. Go ahead.
You know, that was there were 2 rows of the. In the middle was.
Yeah. No, what I'm talking about, 2-story. You go into a house or building on one floor. You see when you came in here, everything's on one floor.
Barn, one
Yeah,
floor.
I know, but one floor. But not a zweiten.
Not
that dritten floor.
Not the dritten floor, nothing. But the beds were
on 3 levels, yeah.
But there were
the bunks were on 3 levels.
Bunks were on 3 levels.
Right.
In Birkenau was never a building with 2 floors. No.
Oh,
nothing. No, not the one. Only barns, only Pferdestall, nothing
and only
else.
from wood.
Or from wood, only from wood. All from wood. There was one building with bricks. Oh yes, in the camp, for women there were bricks, bricks.
Why was that new or old?
All these bricks were new, no, but they were built from bricks. Not red bricks, to se říká vepřovice. You know, they were mud bricks. Mud bricks, you know this kind.
Sure.
They were mud bricks. And in these barracks, this I must show you on the picture, you must see this difference. And there were these bricks barracks, but not floor, no, only one level, and this wooden piece of this, and some of this, and some of this. And we were in the block 9, I remember, in a wooden barn. And there were blockades, the Matlak, a Polish, an older man and so. And he was very nice to us. Yeah. He told, no, how long were you there and so, and he gave us a good place, in the block.
How many people were in this?
In this block were about 400 people. Not much. Not nicht überfilled. And there was clean in this block also. It was clean and so. No, and what we should do? And so first day we was going to the roll call and so, and we got mantles they gave us mantles, winter mantles. And what should we work about? Schlosser, there was nothing to work with Schlosser and with. And then we saw there was some work from Schlosser and from plumbers and so, but this work were doing Polish people, prominents. They came from Auschwitz first, you know, a commandos, Polish, and this had the tools and so, and they make the work, which was. And there was built a disinfection station, there was built a kitchen, and so, and these were the prominent Polish Fachowcy, Polish, wie sagt man das, artisans. Yes. And we should assist them a little. Only the Juden, Žitku, pomóż, the Jude, help a little, bring me this, and you see, like Schmattes, we were too. And they were prominent. But it was 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Once we were going.
Wait, no, you didn't finish. Once we were going.
We were going on the commando, and there were a Maurer commando. You know Maurer, which were building walls. So there were building. That was a huge building. And in front of this is going a capo, very elegant capo, nice looking, red cheeks, uniform on tailored. And we are going, and the Willy Nachman, Winan, you are here. And Willy, you are here. Red Winkel, and later, the green Winkel. So he was with him in Sachsenhausen.
Nog eenmaal.
Nog eenmaal.
Een gever.
Echever. Orwart die gever war ons. Was bist du hier? Was bist du? No, so he told him, we are here and so and so. Ein dreckiges Lager, aber it is a bad thing. But we are Schlosser, we will be Schlosser. Schlosser? Oh. Bist du verreckt, das sind keine Schlosser. It will be, maybe there will be something built, but yet Schlosser. But he told me, what, du wirst uns nicht lassen für die Polaken, about the Polish people, they were all, not good to speak. Dreckige Polaken. That was the, you know what is dreckige Polaken, die Scheiß Polaken. That was the same on this level. They agreed, the Kapos, they agreed this Blockälteste and this Willy Nachman, yes. And he told, now what, and he introduced us and so, and I have an idea. You are Schlossers, so you will make sharpening of this, you know, this kladivo, this hammer, these hammers, the Maurer haben hammer. The Maurers have such tools which should be sharpened a little, yes, and also this skill. You will come to my commando, you hear the commando of 400 or 500 people, a huge commando, and I want sharpeners of this equipment, tools. So he was going to the rapport, to the Schreiber, and told, I want for my commando Schlosser to make sharpen, the work will be much better, and he took us to his commando as Schlosser.
How many? 4?
4. Or 4.
The 4. Not 8, 4.
No, the 8 was, were going to something, another place. So we were there, and so Willy told, Winand is a good girl, and he told us all this history about Winand, and I don't know what. And he was really good to us. And he sent us go in this camp, and go in this camp, and bring this, and then he gave us vodka, this Winand, you know. We got such a tool, such a cases, small cases, and some tool inside. And he told us, go to this and this block and bring this. And he gave us a flash of vodka, and we didn't know how dangerous this is. And over we had some tools, and he told, bring this to this block and to this block and so. And he also showed us how to organize. He brought us to the commando, and on this commando there were these civilian workers, you know, civil arbeiters, which were from the build of the Auschwitz was given to civil firms, to civil enterprises.
You better hold it. All right. No, I'll tell you what. What we'll do now is have an explanation of the barracks in Birkenau.
So, it's running?
Yeah, sure.
So, explanation of the barracks of the Birkenau. In Birkenau. So there were two types of barrack. Most, only few there were brick from these bricks, you know, mud bricks.
Mud
Bricks. Yes, and there were only one floor. Yes, and these barracks had also inside three stages of bunks.
Yeah.
The same as this. And the difference of these barracks were that they have some windows in the walls and also some windows in the roof. Yes, see. But these barracks, the wooden barracks...
The brick was only for some women? Or did some men have brick too?
No, in the beginning when was only the first section. Later the men moved in a section second where only wooden barn where only Pferdestelle were, no brick barracks.
Horse stalls.
No brick barracks, yes. But in the beginning, when we came in the camp, when only the half section was there, so there were also some brick for the men barracks, but not long time, I think half an hour, half a year. So, So, this is when I came there, only this section was built, this section, and on this side, where on the left side, where the brick barracks.
On this map, it shows B1.
B1.
Sections B and
sections B, A and B. A, B.
A and B.
This was ready, and this was in building, this section. And on the right side were wooden barracks, and on the left side were brick barracks. Yes. And later, all these barracks on all sections were horse barn. Horse barn. No, they were not built.
Whose map is this?
This is the map that we made in the. This is the map from SS, and this is the map which made our friend in this Bauleitung Bureau, and this is the up-to-date map as far Birkenau was built up. Till the last moment, yes? You see, here it is already built, and here are all installations which are not in this original SS map. This is like it was built up exactly.
This is what they had planned on building, yes. And this is what was actually built.
That's right, that's right. Let's compare with this.
And this is from your book.
This is from the book, The Death Factory.
The Death Factory, which you wrote.
Yes, and this is the photograph of
you
the
wrote and published in 46.
In 46. The written war 45. In 46 it was first published in Czechoslovakia. And here is the photograph in 46, take after, just after. So it is the complete camp, Birkenau, with all three detachment, yes? This is the Abschnitt. First, second, third.
All right, now here it shows quite a few of the barracks still standing. Yes. They blew up the crematorium,
they blew up
but they left the building standing, huh?
Yes, only the crematorium in the this I can use. It was here in the background, the crematorium. This I can see.
I see where it says here ditch. Did they make the ditch, or was it always there?
Yes, they make the ditch were there.
What was the ditch for? To throw in the excrement and everything, or what?
No, it's not for that. There were no water in these ditches.
There was no water?
No, it's only look like that. Look, this is also white. It's no water there.
Oh.
There were only ditches for that the people cannot when they jump cross over. So they have also not only these 3 meter high fences, although the ditch was such.
I see.
But there was no water in the ditch.
And this is an English translation of your
translation, The Death Factory.
Of your book, The Death Factory.
Yes, it was published in '66 in English after the trial by the firm Pergamon Press, Oxford.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to get some copies of this somewhere.
There's out of print a book, and I couldn't even get a copy for myself.
Pergamon Press. All right. So, now we go back to where you were talking before about they gave you the tools, on the side, they covered over with our flesh.
So he used us to organize some foods, and he brought us. For instance, we came the first time in touch with civil arbeiters. As I told you, there was a huge Bauleitung, it is the enterprise, building enterprise, SS building enterprise Auschwitz. And they make the whole project of Auschwitz. There were the JACO engineer, high officers, SS and so on. And in the bureaus, there were also some prisoners who were trained as architects, as drawers, and so on. This the profession.
You mean Jewish prisoners?
Jewish. These were who knew it. They must, if he was qualified, and they proved the qualification, so they took him.
All right. Let's again hold for a minute. When you came into Birkenau, of course, it was only a small part of it was built, right?
Yes.
Were there? Again, I want to ask you a question. Were there only Jews, or were there Poles there?
There were
Russian prisoners, you told me, right?
Yes.
Some Russian prisoners.
Yes, there were, yes.
And who else?
Jews, a Russian president, some Poles. The Poles were about 10%, but they were in a position like ruler, you know, that were in a position of blockade, capo, lagerteste, some craftsmen, no craftsmen, artisans and so, in better positions.
But they didn't have the dirty work, and they weren't...
They didn't have the dirty work, and the Jews were dirty, and they were under rule of this. So, but Birkenau should be a Jewish camp, exclusively Jewish, was built as an exclusively Jewish camp. But for the beginning, they came Russian, which built, there were 12,000 Russians, but they behaved, the Russians, very hard, and in a very short time, the Russians were exterminated, but not by gas, by hunger, by diseases, and so, and they left about 300 or 400 of them, the Russians.
Did you see any crematory? Was there one built yet in Birkenau?
At that time when we came, there was no crematory at the time. It was only the work to dig out the fundaments, fundaments. When we came, so it was in full swing, this build up from crematorium, but the first things to dig out the basement and so, yes.
The foundations.
The foundations and these things will.
All right. Now, when they, like you said, some people were killed, some died from hunger, some were shot, whatever it was.
They were.
What happened to them?
They were buried in the behind the camp. They were buried in the
ground.
In the ground, yes. They were buried in the ground. In Auschwitz, they were verbrannt in crematorium, in this small crematorium. And in Birkenau, behind the camp, there were some great ditches, huge ditches, and they were verbrannt. And they also...
They were buried?
Buried.
Not burned?
No, buried. And also at that time, there were also 2 gas chambers behind, not inside the camp area, outside the camp area. It was about 2 or 3 kilometers far from the camp. And to this place where the people were brought from Auschwitz station. There was a special ramp in Auschwitz, not in Birkenau. And they came to this farm barracks adapted as gas chambers. They were 2 barracks for one drawing themselves to strip out, and then they were put in this gas chamber as to bath and so on. And the Sonderkommando pulled them out and buried them in the.
No. We're in the end of 1942, right?
Yes, it was in end for 1942.
And they were already gassing Jews in these 2 places. Where were they gassing?
In these 2 places, and also they were gassed.
You mean they were taking them right off of the trains and gassing them immediately?
Yes, immediately.
They didn't put them into the camp?
Yes, they make a selection. And about 10 or 15% of people they took for the work. And the rest, which was not able for the work, and women with people, they were brought with the cars directly to this, to be gassed.
You mean as early as the end of 1942?
It was beginning was made in May 42.
They were doing it already.
That was the first transport. Yes.
Now, let me ask you. We had talked before, because I go back now, back and forth, because some of the things that you said. When is it that the people had come out and, like the 5 Jews that came out and supposedly told the world about what was taking place in Auschwitz? That comes later yet? Remember you told me about Jews that went and told this one what had happened and that country what had happened? That comes later, huh?
Later, but this was the secret that their people are gassed in Birkenau. This we heard also in Auschwitz. Yes, Birkenau, their people are poisoned with gas. But we didn't know how. It was only a rumor. Yes, only a rumor. Just, from somebody told it and told you, "Oh, it's nonsense, it's not true." But it was true. But nobody knew. All was isolated, yes, and only the Sonderkommando who makes it was isolated in Birkenau, and in Auschwitz. There was a small crematorium, and there also were people vergassed the people, and the Sonderkommando, which was operating by the gun, were only 6 people. And this you will read later in the book.
Where is this now? What you just said?
Sonderkommando from Auschwitz I, in this crematorium.
Which is still standing, I think.
Yes,
that one is still there.
That operated, also they were make the first.
That was operating when you got there, huh?
Yes, but I didn't knew it.
And who was?
Later, I learned it later. And the people who operated, the Jews, they were always locked in bunker. They couldn't come in contact with other people, you know, on this block 11, which was the bunker block, the 11 block. So always they were there in bunkers, and they came in the morning to work, and in the evening they locked them, so they had no contact with no people in the camp till later.
So now we come back again
to Birkenau.
To Birkenau, and you say there was 2 gas chambers.
2 gas chambers, yes.
And 2 crematory, or no
crematory? 2 gas. The people were not at that time burned out. They were buried. They were buried in the pits.
What do you mean? They were gassed and just buried.
Yes.
But you don't know this yet.
Yes.
You don't know it.
No, but I heard it.
You heard it.
And then I came to this. Once I came through this whole camp, and we looked upon to make a Schlosserarbeit or something like that, and the people already know that we are Schlosser, that we are in this commando Wienand, in this Maurer commando, and we came. One day I came there, and I saw a barn, a horse stall, and there was such a stench. And before this block was a guy, very good looking out with a good nice suit, and so a Jew, and he had a armband, black with a red inscription, Block Älteste Sonderkommando. And he was speaking Slovak. And he told me, "No, Jackson, what are you, Slovak? I want to repair a lock for the barn that people are going out, and it is abandoned to go there." So I asked him, "What are you doing here?" And he told me, "We are Hevre Kadisha." What it means? We are Hevre Kadisha. We are burying out. We are cavers. We are opening graves, and we are burning the peoples. And for what people? No peoples who were forgassed, who were gassed in these bunkers. I told him it's not true. No, you think it's not true? It's not true. What can I do? Then he let me go in the block, yes, to repair. And in the block there was such a stench, but they were full. They had a good boots, very nice suits. They had full of eat. They had salami and all what you wish. They had full, plenty of things. And all they were Slovaks, about 300. So I
Jews, huh?
Jews, only Jews from the Slovakia. They came to Birkenau in March and April 42. Yes. So I came also with my friends there, with Kraus, and so we were friendly as we were landsmen, as countrymen. And he told me, if you don't believe it, I can take you with me. But I think that's dangerous. I will not be in the Sonderkommando. But talk, no, we want some to repair some. There is some narrow rail, you know, and this doesn't work. Maybe I will ask for the permission. They should you should repair this. So, and he took us to Kraus and myself to this. It was about 2 hours to walk this commando, the whole 300. And then I saw what they did. There were decaying corpses in these pits, and they took them on the lorries and brought them about 500-600 meters, and they on piles, and they poured some fluid about them and wood, and it burned. And
did he tell you why they were doing this? We know why later, but did he
yes,
tell you?
he told me that they are Sonderkommando, and he told that the people, and he showed me also the small houses, farmhouses.
Yeah, but didn't he tell you why they were?
Ah, yes, he told that there is a danger that the water is, the underwater is poisoned, and there is a danger of infection, and there are pollution. About 100,000 corpses are there, so they will, and now all should be burnt already, not buried from this, which will be case. And some also, there was also that the Germans would left no traces. This I learned later.
Yeah, this we know later. Yeah.
This I know later.
But this is what they tell you at that.
He told me at the time.
Yeah. Now,
and since that time I believed it, what it was, and I could imagine how it was, and so.
Now you said you started to talk about there was some little houses there.
Yes, he told me in that houses there people were brought in. There were 2 barracks like this, a horse fed. The people are there undressing themselves, and then they are sent to be disinfected. If they will not go free, so the SS men are there, and they force them. There were 3 gas chambers in every of these barracks, and when the people were dead, so the Sonderkommando pulled them out of this. But this was not the Sonderkommando of his. There was a separate. They were not together. They also didn't live together. This which pulled out from these gas chambers were a separate commando, and a separate command in another is isolated block of this which make this Hevre Kadisha. You understand?
Yes, of course.
No. So, and since that time we knew it. No, and how, and we still were not Schlosser, you know, recognized Schlosser. We were so a joint Schlosser, you know, for this Wienand. But the Wienand was very good to us. And so we decided, so he saved us, and maybe he had a great influence. You know, that was the greatest commando of him from this Maurer. And so we thought maybe he will help us how to install a Werkstatt, a shop here. But we were nothing. The Polish prominents which were coming every day to Auschwitz to make the real work, so we were only their shames, their dealers, helpmates,
apprentices, helpers, whatever you want to call them.
So we decided that I had my 20 marks, you see, and this was the most precious what we had. So we decided to go with Willy Nachman to Wienand. He has such a small room in a block, such a chamber, and he had always opulent dinner. Yes, always vodka. He organized, and so. And we thought we will go to Wiener and we will give him the gift, this 20 mark. Yes. And so we were going with this Willy Nachman, and we told Wienand, look, you are so nice to us, and we will we will give you something what we saved and so on. And we gave him this letter. And he began to laugh, and he took out of his breast a bundle of marks, and his cigarette lighted, with this cigarette lighted, with this bundle of money.
He burned it up, lighting a cigarette.
No, and he was laughing so he was laughing. You are doof, er had gezegd, you are, no, you don't know. You know what it is. It is, or you must organize money, dollars, that is full of this. And, but anyway, he liked it that we showed him that we are
that you thought of.
Yes, that we recognized and so and so. And then he told us where is the source of the organizing, how to organize. So at that time there was no Canada, so all the suits which they took out of these people which were killed in the gas chambers, so they were very huge disinfection stations, yes. Mm-hmm. And on these disinfection stations we already worked. It come from Germany, and all these suits came and boots in these disinfection stations. They should be disinfected. There is no losing and so. And they were then sent to Germany as a Winterhilfe to Germans.
Right.
They were sorted, and so he told, look, go in this, and you are Schlosser, so make there some reparation, and took of you 1 or 2 coats and some shirts and so, and then you will go to the commando where the civilians are, and the civilians you can, for 3 eggs or 4 eggs or some salami, you can give him this coat and you can get, and so we learned this organizing, how to organize, yes, this. Civil Arbeiter.
Now these are Polish.
These were Polish civil Arbeiter, and there were employees of these firms which has they contracted the main SS building society contracted some civilians that they should work partial works, and they for the Mumche, no, wie sagt man die? The experts, yes, they were always in the chat, and to an expert, to such an, he always got 10, 20, 30 prisoners. They should work for him, and he only taught this and this, how to work, and he was responsible that the work is done good. And with these people we make this handle. And the SS men were watching, yes, but Winand and the civil Arbeiter, they also corrupted the SS men, and this didn't care. They were froh, dass sie etwas bekommen haben. Yeah, you understand?
Yeah.
And so was the first step in to organize this thing. So now I will tell you how we became a real Schlosser. But my first acquaintance with Poland, my first experience with Polish. So we were making, there were a disinfection station was installed. And from this disinfection machine, there was a chimney, yes, on the roof, yes, a chimney from a steel chimney. And I was going with this Polish prominent, who was a real locksmith or plumber or something, I don't know. And I was going on the roof, and he asked me, you know, there are some difference in expressions, the Polish and Czechs. And he told me, give me the hammer, yes? And he told me mlotek, that is for Polish mlotek. I didn't know what is mlotek, but Czech it is kladivo. And he cried on me 3 times. He will have the hammer, but he told it in Polish, Bory ten mlotek. And I didn't, then I recognized what he will, and I asked him, ty chceš kladivo, you will the hammer. And he told me, if you will not stop to speak with this Hurish Pepický jazyk, with this Hurish Czech language, so I will kill you. So was my first. They hated the Czechs, the Poles. They hated them, and even if they were Jews or some more. But later, we stole some tools from this Polish, and or we bought them. We organized something, and we got some tools for our handwerk. And one time they were built a new section, the second, and they wanted to make it with this wire, you know, with the barbed wire, to pull the barbed wire. And they wanted workers, and the Winan told, yes, I have specialists, there are Schlossers, there are special people for this thing. And this was a Rapportführer Kaiser, an SS man, and he took us over all 4, maybe 2 more, and he made of us a legal commando, Schlosser, and so we became for this on wiring the whole camp to pull this barbed wires, yes. So we made our own destruction. We helped to destruct our. This took about 3, 4, 5 months, and then it ended. And the Rapportführer, the Kaiser, disappeared. But in the time, we had already got some tools, and we make in one block, we made on our own account a shop, a Werkstatt, eine Werkstatt, yes. And then we make this work and this work and this, and one time it comes, the Rapportführer.
Yes.
It was in the winter 43, when the report...
Winter of 43?
43, yes.
We're in the winter, in the fall of 42.
No, it 42 it was December 42,
yeah.
And that was January 43 already,
yeah.
And February 43.
Winter, I see.
Yes, you see.
Oh, yeah,
it took about 2 months, yes, this. And the crematoria were built already up, yes, we saw it, and so, and in this, and then we learned that the Kaiser didn't come a long time, and we learned he died of typhus,
Kaiser?
The Rapportführer Kaiser, who engaged us for the circle to pull the wires.
Now, was he a civilian?
No, he was an SS man. He was Arbeitsdienstführer. He made this Einteilung for the work.
And how old a man was he?
He was about 28, 30, and he died of typhus or something. So we had. And so this was finished, this work, and we make our own shop. Yes, we make our own shop. We were the 10 people from one block. The Lagerälteste wanted also, the Lagerälteste was a criminal, German criminal, he was the name Danish, and he was very interested that this section 2 should be built up very good, and he had no material. He wanted artisans, Schlosser, and he wanted that we should work there, that he should help him.
Now you're eating good, huh?
But
you're eating all right.
Yes, we always get something more if we do some work extra. For instance, the Blockälteste wanted to have a new his own room. So he wanted to have the door and this, and always there was some work for us, a lock, yes, and something like that. They always wanted work of artisans, and we always got some more bread or some margarines from this what they stole from the prisoners. Or there were also this politics. When the prisoners were dead on the block in the day, 10, 20, 30, so they were, the Schreiber make the Meldung 2 days later, you know, and so they got for these dead people some food, yes, they...
so they got more.
This was usual, also in Krankenhaus and so always these people on the high positions, they had always some reserves and they played together. So one time in this our shop comes a new Rapportführer, Plage, Rapportführer, Plage. And he opens the door, and what is here? What is here? What is allowed? He allowed you make it. No, told Rapportführer Kaiser. He told, he is dead. Oh, he's dead. We were so sorry. He's dead. We didn't know. We did a lot of work of him, and he told us this. And this is what, without my allowance, you can do nothing. And he was very, very angry, and he ran away. And then come the Lagerführer Danish, Danish, and he told us, just now was the Rapportführer Plage with me, and he told me that you are illegal here and so on. And we told him, but we have we did so many work from Rapportführer Kaiser, and Plage told also that we should work and we should do this. So he told him, yes, he told. And so he accepted our lie, and he was going with us to this register office where the Arbeitsdienstführer was, and he registered us like Kommando, Schlosser and Maintenance Commando. And at that time we were 10, yes. No, and one day, in that time, what happened in that time? In that time came from, in March was put on the first crematorium was put on
in action.
In the action in March.
It was operating.
Yes, operating. So we were there. We came there. We were mounting some ventilators or something like that. We not alone. We came always with these Polish Fachleute, but we came in and we saw it. Yes, but not as operating. Also, when they came some machines, they came some ovens and so, and they asked us bring this and bring this. We were these helpmates, as I told you, at that time. Still, only langsam wir haben uns, we were selbstständig. And in March came a transport from Czechoslovakia, from Theresienstadt. And we were on the Appell, and we only saw like the cars are bringing people to the crematoria. And when
you were on the Appell?
On the roll call. We were standing at 6 o'clock in the evening on the roll call, and I remember that we saw already when the first time the cars, the trucks were bringing the people in this new crematorium. It was.
They already put in the railroad tracks now, huh?
Not yet. They brought them with the trucks. Railroad, but not yet.
With automobile trucks.
And the selection was made in the Auschwitz area, between Auschwitz first and Birkenau, not in Birkenau. It was not yet. By the trucks were already covered, and later then came in the camp also trucks with people who were selected as able for work. And then came my two brothers, came in. My two brothers.
You saw your brothers?
Yes, they came as, so they told me. They came from Theresienstadt with my mother and my two sisters. And they were selected. And my sister, my mother was ill, and she could very on the feet, she wants help. And the sisters would not let my mother alone. So they asked they will be with the mother. So the assistant told, please go in on the car, and so you will come in the hospital, and then you will care your mother will be gesund. And so they was drawn directly to the gas chambers, and I never saw her, and I never saw my mother and never sister. And my brothers come there, and my younger brother who is living in Haifa, I asked him on 2 days or so, what was your impression when you came here? So he told, when we came in the camp, so the music was playing, the orchestra, and so I told, on such a place where the music is playing, it must be a good place. So such was his words. Now then later, he was, I became for him, for $20, I bought for him a commando at Winand, by this Winand. He took him in his commando. My brother was going in a school for to be Baumeister, builder, yes, but the school was not yet finished. But he knew something of this. And my second brother also took him in a commando with horses. You know, the horses, they were traveling from one camp to another and brought some loads, so he got a commando. But my parents, my sisters and my mother were finished. And we made all...
Did all 5 of them come in one train together?
They came in one train together. It was a transport of 3,000 people from Theresienstadt at that time.
And they took the whole...
They took about 15%, they took for work, they make selection.
But to take all 5 members of the one family,
yes,
was that by accident? Or?
No, the family were together, they were on the car, and they were selected to go to the east, yes.
And what about your father? Where was
my father was arrested before. He was arrested in 40, 1 year after me, and he died in Sachsenhausen, Oranienburg.
That's when?
That's in 1940. When I already was arrested.
I want to stop and ask you all the time, because this is one question that I wanted to wait, and now I think we're at the point. There was letters that you received and sent from prison in Czechoslovakia. They were censored.
Yes.
There was letters that were sent to you, and you sent from Dachau.
Yes.
They were censored.
Yes.
There were letters.
And I got from my, also I got a letter from my house, from my wife.
Yeah. Then there was letters. Did they come to Neuengamme too?
Yes, Neuengamme too.
And you sent, and they were also censored.
Yes.
And they were censored. They were cut out.
Yes. No, we can also. We were told what we can write. Yes. I am gesinnt and so and so. If there be something else, so we tried to some slogans or some words to mention that what we are. But there were 30 words, and they told him only your personal things and so, and we will write something wrong. The letter will not go on. Or
when did you find out about your father?
About my father, I found it when my brothers came. So they told me about it.
And how did they know?
They became a telegram from Sachsenhausen in 1940, and my mother also paid for his urn. And he was begraben in Stettin with his urn came at that time, and was begraben in my...
Now why did they take your father, not your brother?
My father, they took my father when he was traveling in a train w Cetin, to Novi Hrozenkov, to this, where this factory was for the sawmill. So my father was also involved in such a small resistance, and somebody gave him a Flugblätter, you know, these leaflets against the Nazis, and they were make razzia in the Zug, in the train was make razzia, and they found these leaflets. He was not careful enough. Not only at him, he make a razzia of all people, and he found these leaflets and at once arrested him and sent him to Sachsenhausen, and after I think half a year he died. I saw also his photograph. They sent his photographs. My family tried at that time. There was possibility to emigrate, but it was only such a play from Germans. It was not me. And he died after in May 1940. And my mother get a telegram that he died on the heart attack, and so. And this I learned when my brother came there.
And this was in March of...
That was in March, in the beginning of March 1940. 43.
43.
Yes.
And so there was 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and your mother. There were 5 members of the family on one train.
Yes, on one train.
And 3 went the way you said, and then your 2 brothers came to you.
They came to me. This I found them. So we were always going to search who came from these Czechs, and we knew.
Did they live in the same block with you?
No, not in the same block, but in the same camp. They led, and then later my brother was transmitted to another camp, to Jaworzno, to another camp. So they was in another block, but I could take care, I could help them, and I had connections with the Scapo, and so they get a good commando, But what I would let you know, this is also this criminal, this Winand, we didn't want him later, so we were searched, and we had a commando, we could organize, and but he was friendly to us. And I came to him, and he told if he would take to his commando my brother, and he told, no, and he is a Maurer, if he is a Maurer, this bricklayer or so.
Yeah.
Come, yes, he's a bricklayer. No, but 20 lokstions, you know what is lokstions? Dollars. In the camp, the lokstions. Lokshen, dollar. A da sad gemeint dollar. If you will get 20 lokstions, then he can come. So I organized 20 lokstions from these Canada people, and I gave him. After 3 or 4 months, 3 months, so my brother came, and he was very, very well beaten. He was full of blood. So, and I asked him who did it, and he told me, no, Winand. And I was going to Willy Nachman, and I told him to look, Winand, what is he doing for? No, and he told me, no, did you give him something? $20, when? No, when my brother came. And he told me, Willy, you fool, you must give him every month $20, otherwise he will kill your brother. So so was the behavior, yes, of these people. So
what happened to your brother?
No, yes, I gave him the $20. I organized something, and he was, well, it was only an extortion, you know, to when he knew we are organizing and so on, and he didn't get long time for us. So he knew from the beginning it was a good investment for him that he helped us, that we are old prisoners, and we can organize and so, and they knew that these people survived some lagers, they could be a good kumpels, and so, and he could always rely when he wanted something, so It was such a clan, and we had a good position through this. The artisans had always a good position. They wanted us. But later, then on the main career come now. This Lagerälteste Danish, he was a cruel man. He beat men like flies. And on the street, when he saw a Muslim, so he talked, oh, you dreckige Muslim, you dreckige Jude, warum bist du so dreckig? And he took his trunk and he beat him till he saw blood. And when he saw blood, he stopped. But our commando, he always wanted something from us. Go there, can you do this and this and this? But the building, he doesn't get much material, and we could organize material from other camps which were not yet ready and so. And in our camp were kitchen, 40 cauldrons. In every camp was a huge kitchen, and there were 40 cauldrons which were operated by steam. Yes. And in these cauldrons they cooked soup. And these cauldrons wanted very to be maintained. There was manometers to this to some degree, and so and there were also the rosts, and the shamot bricks fell out, and so. And there was a special commando. There was a women camp and there was a men camp, and in all these camps were this and SS in every camp. It was a huge commando, and the Polish people, Polish prominence had this to repair all these castles. And in the front, in the charge of them was an Obersturmführer.
You know what? In Auschwitz, you said there was no SS in the camp.
Yes.
Here there are SS in the camp, right?
No. Look, das war Aufseherin. The SS were only as Aufseher. Overseers. They were in the evening were nobody. But for instance, during the day, so it was running so the building. So the Lagerführer came in the camp and he looked over what in this order. The Rapportführer came in the camp and asked the Lagerälteste, is all in order, what is this, how is this doing, and so. The Blockführer came in the camp only to look, to oversee and to control, but not to work and to live in, yes? They were outside, but the supervision. But for instance, in the kitchens, there were Küchenchef, the boss, who was an SS man, but he oversaw all. He has a magazine, and he gave how many meat and margarine to this to make these soups. This was under his observance, and only he has the keys of these magazines, and so. In the night he was not there, and during the day when the kitchen was operating. And
when you say magazines, you mean cupboards?
Cupboards, magazines, storeroom. A part of the kitchen was a storeroom.
A storeroom, I see. So when you say magazine, you're saying storeroom.
No, storerooms, great storerooms where there were flour and sugar and meat, and so there were much things. But what was very, very interesting, in these storerooms were always this equipment for water. When you could, the whole water equipment, how you could stop water, or the installation for water, to run the water or to stop it, the water, the installations for water supply, yes? This was also in this store, in this storeroom.
Yeah.
And this we were operating. this was our, when they wanted something to stop the stop water or to go water, and if something, the pipes were running or something like that. So the cauldrons wanted always water to some pressure of water was most kept to this cauldron.
How did they heat the water?
The water?
Yeah, how was it heated?
By steam. You see, it was the cauldrons had two and between was water, and this water was heated from by coal. Yes.
Oh.
You understand?
Coal?
Coals or cooks. It was a normal. There was a huge cauldron for 300 liter of water, and there had double Wände, doppelte Wände, yeah. And in the between was water, and this water was heating, and according the manometer was there, and according how the water was heating, so it was not a direct fire, it was by steam.
Now, a liter is what? About 5 liters to a gallon, or what?
By liter, yes.
About 5 liters to a gallon?
A gallon, about 5 liters, yes.
Uh-huh.
So 260 gallons, so about 60 gallons, one this cauldron. No, there were for 10,000 people. You can do it. Every got a liter, about 1 liter of soup, and they were 3 times cooking a day. In the morning the coffee or the tea, then in the noon the soup, and in the evening always. So this repairing, the overseer, the women overseers, they were very jealous about the SS. They always told die vollgefressene Hunde sollen an die Front gehen. They should go to the front, the SS. And we are able to run the whole thing. So, yes. And they always told it, and they would interested that they should steal this overplus, not this.
Was Ilse Koch there?
Koch?
Yeah, Ilse Koch.
No, Ilse Koch was in Buchenwald.
Oh, she's in Buchenwald.
No, it was not there.
Uh-huh.
And once the maintenance also of this kitchen in the women camps was under the charge of the SS men. And once the SS men were sent on the front, yes, the Oberaufseherinnen, they took right, and he was sent on the front, and what he did, we took all this commando of these maintenance prisoners away from the kitchen in the women camps. And what happened? Then happened that the cauldrons were doesn't run, the bricks were going out, and so, and this the Aufseherinnen, the SS women, the Aufseherinnen, they are very unlucky, and they feared to be punished, or it was sabotage what they did. So they asked from our camp, the Blockleitester Danish, they asked him if he can help them. And so he came to our shop and he asked, look, I want some, are you Kesselschlosser? Do you understand something of the Kessels? And we are telling, yes, we are specialists about this, so we can do it. Are you sure you are specialist? Yes. You see, but there are several types. I don't know if we can manage, or we tell truth. So in the morning we will go with me to the Frauenlager, and you will see what there is. So we came there, myself, Rosenfeld and Kraus, we came there to see this.
Where was the other one?
Rosenfeld, Kraus. That Willy Nachman was not.
Oh.
He was in the shop. he was running on the camps, and he mainly
He
made...
had another geschäft. Huh?
No, he was in our this, he had mainly geschäft to organize. He didn't much, but he was all in our commando. What the work, he was left hand. Yes. He was always with all these capos and all this. He could settle always things, but to work, he was not for work. He had die Beziehungen gehabt. Yeah? So we came there and we saw half of this kessel didn't work. It was ausgebrannt, die Roste waren, weil there were Polish women as cooks and they didn't understand. And when this manometer, when the steam was up, it is had verpfiffen, so she took with this kochle, with this huge, and he make a heat upon this and destroyed it. And it doesn't work, and they were heating. So the Oberhauserin was very unhappy, and she was very afraid that he will be punished for sabotage. So when he greeted us, seid Schlosser, yes, and he gave us salami, he gave us meat, and so, and you understand this, yes, no, we will see. We didn't look upon, that was quite new thing for us. So we told, no, maybe we can, but have you some material? I have no material. Diese Roste waren ausgebrannt und alles. So can you, oh, this is very dangerous, we cannot organize, we will be catched, and so we cannot. So we told, we will come the next day. What we wanted to have a Maurer who understands to make the shamot, you know. The shamot was you know what is shamot? The bricks, the shamot bricks, which were, the cold room was ausgelegt mit Schamotziegel.
Yes.
And this dropped when they did fire without control. This dropped out, and so we must.
So this was like sort of a foundation for it.
Yes. It was, but then we organized some tools, and with Ach und Krach haben wir den ersten Kessel herausgehoben und einen Maurer, einen polnischen, nicht Juden, not a Jew, a Polish Offensetzer, a real expert, Offensetzer. Offensetzer. Jan Jędrzejczyk, he was a Polish, and he came to our commando, and he was the main mumche about this, how to repair this castle. So she was very, this Aufseherin, this SS-Frau was very happy, and we came always with a car, you know, and he gave us a stick Fleisch, and this Fleisch he sent to the Lagerälteste. He took it to the Lagerälteste. I thank him very much that he helped me and so. And Jan Jędrzejczyk took this meat, and he had always some tools there and some, and we were traveling through these postons and so, and we came to the camp, and we were telling to Danish, the Frau Aufseherin, Mrs. Aufseherin has sent you some meat. And he was, meat, I don't like nothing, I am an honest man, I am not a corrupt man, I will have nothing. What is this for a reason that I will not have nothing? But after the roll call, he came to our shop and he asked, and so we were happy that we will eat this meat. And he asked, where is the meat? Where have you the meat? At once give me the meat, yes? Otherwise he would kill us. It was very lucky that we didn't eat it. We didn't understand if he means he means it in reality, or only he cried so that he is an honest man. But then we learned it, how to do this, and we were Kesselschlossers. We were appointed to this Kirchenkommando, and we make a deal with this Aufseher. they had no materials. And there was a guarantee that for 1 year they must make the maintenance, that they will not acquire another. But in the other Abschnitte, in the area of the camp were planned new blocks, new camps, and there was stored material for these new buildings, which should be ready in half a year, and it was a huge. There were about 700 barracks, and from this was already about 200. So we were going there, and we told to the Aufseherin, we make a deal for one rost and one for a repairing one kessel. We got a whole bread and the sausage and the margarine, yes. And from this we gave to these people who were in store in another camp, and they gave us these materials, and so we made the deal, and so we always had something to eat and something to buy and so.
Now, all this time, do you see Jews starving?
Yes. All this time we saw Jews starving. All this time in our shop we cooked always every evening meal. We got from the kitchen some potatoes, and we had, every of us had some group of friends, and about 30, 40, 50 people we could help on the block, to people to which we have some connections. Either he was a relative, either he was Czech, a landsman, or either if somebody could be saved. There were types which had the inner strength to keep out. And these people you could support. And there were some types which you couldn't. They broke in some weeks, and they resigned. They resigned. And so every from us, we supported many people, also from the Bekleiderkammer. When later come my wife and all. So we could organize these woods and so. And later we stepped in the underground. So we asked, what should we do? What is our? We will never come out. So we embarked on the conspiration movement. And so we saw, if we even doesn't come out, we must prove everything, register what happens here, and we must find a way how to either escape or to bring out the stories. And on this we embarked in the half of, when all the crematoria were ready. It was in July for 1943 or July, so 43.
Now, you never worked on a crematory, did you?
I worked there only when the crematoria was not in operation.
What did you do there?
So they asked us, for instance, the pipe was they wanted much water, yes? And the pipe was very leaking, very often leaking or broken. So they asked us we saw the corpses, the poisoned corpses when they was drawn out from the gas chamber. We saw the gas chamber when it was empty. But never I came there when it was inoperative.
Now the bodies looked pink, didn't they?
The bodies looked different. Some had in their mouths pena, schaum.
And foam.
Foam, yes. They had blue, this lip, but not all body looked equal, you know.
Yes, they didn't look the same.
No, they didn't look the same. Some looked very normal, and some looked, they had full of blood, and they in the last moments they were fighting for the...
Now these were men, women, or men, women, and children, or what?
There were together women and children, and men were extra. They were always separated, gas separated, in separated chambers.
Do you know why?
No, they were also so when the I think that the men, it was very much easier to kill separate women and children than together with the men's. Yes, they would make much more resistance in the last. They came resistance many times.
Now, why did you get to see him?
Why?
How did you get to see him when you came to fix the pipe?
When I get to fix the pipe or something, we want to see it, so we told, for instance, to Philip Miller, who was our man, to Sonderkommando. He came always from Sonderkommando to our shop, and he told us how what is doing and so. And when they, for instance, where Shmulevsky wanted to photograph, so they damaged there something.
Let's tell us, why don't you tell me the story about Shmulevsky?
You will about Shmulevsky to tell me?
Yeah, let's get his whole story now.
No. The Shmulevsky was a Dachdecker, tiler, you know, what is to make that. And Shmulevsky was an old political prisoner. He was a communist, and he was also in the Spanish War, you know.
Oh, really?
He was in the Spanish War. And he was, when the Spanish War was over, so he was as a refugee and deported to France, to the Gurs, to the Camp Gurs. And not all alone here, they came many others.
Do you know what town he came from? Do you know what town Shmulevsky?
Shmulevsky from Poland. He came from a Polish, he's born as a Polish Jew.
How old do you think he was when you met him?
Not at the same age, maybe he was 2 years younger than I. About 27 or 27, I was 29 or 30 at the time.
And he came to Auschwitz when?
He came in Auschwitz in 42.
After you?
I don't understand the what he was for. But then I met him when he was in this maintenance commando. He was first also in Auschwitz first. And he was longer time than I in Auschwitz I. And he was in the underground, and he came, this I learned later, as a spoika, you know, this connection between Auschwitz first and second. And he was the man who was in the conspiration movement. He had the direction with Polish underground in Auschwitz I. And he, as he was a tiler, so they came, as we came, often to Auschwitz I, when we want some material to have, or something, we make some construction in our shop. And they wanted that we should be construction to bring in Auschwitz I or to Buna with the truck and to fix it and so on. So we came in these camps, also in other camps. And so came also Shmulevsky. And Shmulevsky told us that we should observe all this, what we see, this camp and this camp. And he always came to our shop and asked what there is. And he told that he has connection with this, we knew, that he had connection with whom, that it was Tsirankirchen, with this we didn't know. And one time he came and he told that the police has sent letters abroad, but nobody would believe it, it is happening in Birkenau, and they want that we should, they want photographs. Yes. And he told, so, you must organize a photograph. You have possibility, you are going to the RAND, you are going to the Canada, so your task is to organize a camera, you see. So we organized after, we took outside when the transport came from Holland and the rich transports, and one times we, Kraus organized a small carriage for baby, on the ramp was a carriage for baby, and there was some packed inside, and when it took the carriage, so it was inside was a camera. Camera and some food. And so he told and why he took the carriage. An SS man wanted to repair a carriage for a baby, yes. It was broken. And he took outlook at a wheel was broken, so he took outlook on the ramp and so he brought it. Then Shmulevsky saw the camera, and the camera was a Spiegel camera. It was not good for his purpose. He wanted a Leica camera. So we took outlook on Leica. It took some time, and in the meantime we would damage this camera. It was a very gefährliche Sache, a very dangerous thing to have a camera in our shop. We hid it, but there was a Polish prisoner with us, a non-Jew, Brzezowski, who worked in our maintenance shop, a maintenance squad also, and he was going on the commando in the waterwork, and he was in connection with Polish civil arbeiter. And he told, look, it's a pity, I can sell this for 500 cigarettes, this camera to a civilian, and we will divide. So he took the camera, he brought the cigarettes, and we were all lucky. Then later we organized for Shmulevsky this Leica. And now the Shmulevsky, the whole thing was how to come in the crematoria when the operation time is there. So they, as a tiler, and he was also a Shamot bricklayer, and there were some Polish people in the Sonderkommando, and they damaged on the roof some tiles, and they damaged in the chimney a brick from Shamot brick that it must be repaired. And without that it could not work. And the crematorium was in full swing. So the mold who was in charge of the Sonderkommando asked that he wants 3 people to repair some things, and they should bring with this and this. Also the pipes. I was not there. There was Shmulevsky and his 2 or 3 people, all Polish Jews were going there. And he took this camera and he versteckt the camera in a Shamot brick, He make in the Shamot brick, in eine Shamot-Ziegel hat sie vermeißelt, die Kamera.
He hid it into a brick.
Into a brick. And so there were many bricks, and in one brick was the camera, and there were some tiles, and so he came to this Sonderkommando when it was operating, preparing for operation. And the mole took to them, if you will put your nose in or your eyes on the things you should not see, so you will never come out. So was his when he allowed them to come in. So Shmulevsky climbed on the roof, and he repaired. He took out this, and on the roof he brought with him his aide, give him the material, the tiles and the brick, and he took out the brick from this, and he made here in this jacket a hole, and through this hole he make the objective of the Leica, and he make some 7 shots from the roof on the how the women which were dressed out are driven in these gas chambers, and then how the Sonderkommando is pulling out the corpses to the pits. It was in the time when the Hungarian transport were in 44.
How did he get the people to pose for it? To pose, you see, there's a couple pictures where the men stand there and they're looking right into the camera.
And nobody look in the camera. Where the people are not looking the camera, you can see the people are working. And nobody, it's a group. Will you see these pictures?
Well, yeah, but there's one where it shows them, the three people where they get ready to push the body into the crematory.
No.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll look
stop,
at that.
Stop, and you will stop this.
All right. Well,
so it is. These are the only authentic pictures.
only 3 of the 7 pictures.
Of the 7 pictures, only 3. And after the war, they were found out from the place where they were sent in Krakow.
And what happened to Smolevsky?
Occupant.
What happened to him?
Smolevsky. No, they sent the film, the roll, then they gave out. Nothing. He survived. He is living now in Paris. The picture, the film were brought then on the commando where the Polish civil arbeiter were working together with the prisoners. And one of these civil workers, brought this film to Krakow, to a place where it was developed. And since that time, nobody knew what it happened with it. It was out of our knowledge. Although Smolevsky doesn't know what happened. He only has fulfilled the task and photographed it. But it is not already the thing. One times come, and also I don't know what Smolevsky make with this later. He never told us. But one time came from the Forne, you know, they asked Schlosser nach Forne. Always before they came there was a bureau of Gestapo. Before every camp was a barrack of Gestapo. They had some Spitzels, some spies, and always they were there. And if there was something, so they make interrogation, questioning, and so on. But they often call us to repair something. They wanted something to repair, so one Kraus came, and they was calling nach Forne, and he came after 20 minutes back, and he was pale in Gesicht, ganz bleich, and he told, we finished this with this photograph camera with Brzezowski. It is blown up, and Brzezowski is lying there on the corridor in blood, and I saw him, and he told me, Otto, I couldn't keep it, I told all, and he is, I think he will not survive. So I was not going inside in the bureau of this Sonderkommando, nicht of the Gestapo, and he was going back and what to do. Yes. So there was a dentist, Alex Rosenstock, and he told, I will give you, if they will beat you, I will give you a morphium injection. And they gave him here in the
hip.
Yes.
In the right hip.
Yes, a morphium injection, and he tried if he is feeling something, and he didn't feel nothing. And after half an hour, he came back, laughing. So, and he told us the story. He came there, and there were 2 Gestapo men, the SS, and I asked him, and on the table was lying this camera and a whip, and he told, do you know this camera? This Polish civil arbeiter, when he would took it over, he was searched, and they found it later by him. Yes.
And he told, yes, I recognize it. And now what will you say? Why did you sell it and so on? He told, no, we wanted to rauchen, Zigaretten, and how did you get this camera? And he told it all. He told, I was going on the ramp, and then there was a carriage, and I found it, and I took the camera. And why didn't you give up the camera? And he told, to give up the camera, so you would not believe me. To give a camera is like to have a revolver in rover, you know, it's pistol, like a pistol. Yeah. You would not believe me, you would shoot me anyway, so we sold it, and so. So now you think for whom did you take this carriage? And one of the assessmen asked me to repair his carriage, and baby carriage, and I would help him, and I make outlook for a new wheel, and so when I saw this carriage, so I make it. And the assessment told him, you think we will believe you such stories? Look at Brzezowski. Will you tell the truth? And he gave him 3 batches with the whip. And he told him, so you have the last moment. Now you must tell us which assessment has ordered, if you will that we will believe this story, which assessment has ordered you to repair this baby carriage. And Kraus told, I will nie verraten meinen assessment. You understand? In verraten, wie sagt man? I will never
betray.
I will never betray an assessment. You can do with me what you will. And so they kicked him in the ass. Go away. Truth. This was the whole thing. Oh. So they were very impressed that he will betray the assessment, that did all the assessment, and this saved him the life. And he told that he was so quiet with this injection that he didn't fear nothing. He was so quiet like this.
You just happened to give the right answer.
Yes.
He gave the right answer.
He gave the right answer. Yes. No. But
and they believed him.
Then you can get the right when you are not so upset, when you are quiet. And so it was. Fantastic. This very, and nobody. They were impressed by this, that he will never betray an assessment.
Now you see people coming, and then you see them going.
No.
And you see them die in the barracks.
No.
Right?
Yes.
No. And you see them killed out in front.
No.
There was a story that there was a German that would walk in the camp in Auschwitz, and he had a bet. You know what a bet is?
Yes.
That he could kill a Jew with one blow.
Yes.
And he always managed to do it, except one time he lost it.
Yes.
Because you had to hit him twice before you killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever hear that story?
No.
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 Another story was that they used to, you said how they would lay him down and then put a wood piece across the neck and then jump on it.
Yes.
There's also the story that there was people that would take a Jew and lay him down on his face.
Yes.
And put an iron rod across his back, and then they would jump on the rod.
Yes.
Just to hear his neck crack.
That's possible. This I saw. I heard many things about. I am telling you what I saw, what I experienced myself. That the old stories, what this was and this was, all was possible or happened. But I am telling you what I experienced alone.
That's what I want to hear. What did you see him hanged? Any of them hanged?
Yes. Whom?
The Jews. They would hang him too in prison.
No. Yeah, I saw that the prisoners hanged themselves alone on the bed. No, when he was on the tree. on the tree bank. So sometimes they hanged himself in the morning. They hanged.
No, but I'm talking about where the Germans took out Jews and then hanged them. So it
Yes.
should be a lesson to the other Jews.
Oh, this I saw. There are all people that when a Jew, when not only Jew or mostly Jew escaped and they catched him, so they hanged him before all this, before all this. But later I will let you now a story about warnings, how the warnings ended. But today it's already, I am a little
All right.
exhausted. So this is the way how we survive it, and every day I can let you know, every from our commando has a task, either to go to another camp and to bring a letter to somebody, to help somebody, or to organize somebody. We always had the task. We are organized in the morning, in the evening. We always talk and we talk. This and this should be. You will go there. You will go there. And we were such upset. We were so aufgeregt mit die Aufgaben.